You feel behind, like every guy your age is already ahead of you, and you're stuck. You open your phone for 10 minutes, and it gets worse. Somebody's at the gym, somebody's got a girl on his arm, somebody just bought a car you couldn't afford in 10 years. You put the phone down, and you feel smaller than when you picked it up. Is this just what being young is now? Everybody feels this, so you figure it's normal, and you just have to live with it. Here's what you think the problem is. You think you're just behind, slower than everyone else, starting late, missing something the other guys got. You think some guys got a better face, a better family, a better shot at life, and you got the short end of it. So the plan in your head is simple: catch up, work harder, get the body, get the girl, get the money, and then finally you'll feel normal, like everyone else already feels. You think the problem is the gap. Close the gap, and the bad feeling goes away. But that's not true, and here's why. The gap you're measuring isn't even real. You're not comparing your life to his life. You're comparing your life to a picture of his life, and that picture is fake in one clear way. What do you actually see of another guy? You see him at the gym, arms up, looking good under the lights. You don't see the 2 years before that where he skipped, quit, started over 3 times. You see him with a girl, laughing, holding her hand at a party. You don't see the string of girls before her who wanted nothing to do with him. You take the best 5 seconds of his year and you put it up against your whole year, every low point included, and you call that a fair comparison. It was never fair. You rigged it before it started. Here's what's really going on under all of it. You're comparing your worst to their best. Not by accident, your brain is built to do this. You have full access to your own bad moments. Everyone lives in your head, playing again at night. The awkward text you sent that got left on read. The night you sat alone while your group chat was out having fun. The time you froze up talking to a girl and walked away hating yourself for it. All of that sits right there, front and center, every single day. But with other guys, you only get the highlight. The gym pic, not the 4 a.m. alarms before it. The girlfriend, not the 20 rejections before her. The confident walk into the room, not the years he spent scared to talk to anyone. You're not weighing 2 lives. You're weighing your behind-the-scenes clip against his final cut. Picture 2 guys, both 19. Marcus posts a lifting video, looking strong. Caption says something like, "Built different." What you don't see is that Marcus started at 14, got laughed at in a school gym, and spent 5 years eating the same boring meals and missing parties to train. You see one 30-second clip of year 5. Then there's you at 19 too, 3 months into working out, feeling weak next to a guy who's been at it half a decade. You put your month 3 against his year 5 and you call yourself behind. Is that really behind? That's just where month 3 looks for everybody, always. Nobody's month 3 looks like somebody else's year 5. That's not a flaw in you. That's just what month 3 is. This does something to a guy over time if he keeps living like this. He stops trying new things because trying means showing his own messy start next to everyone else's finished product. He starts hiding, going quiet in group chats, skipping the gym on bad days because he doesn't want anyone to see him struggling. And the worst part, he starts believing the gap will never close, like other guys were just born ahead and he was born behind, and no amount of work will ever change it. That belief isn't true, but it feels true because he's been feeding it the wrong comparison for years. Picture another guy in your group chat. His name is Tyler. Tyler posts a story of him and a girl at a party, both laughing, his arm around her. You see that one photo and your stomach drops. You think about the girl who stopped texting you back last week. You think about how you stood in the corner at the last party you went to, saying nothing to anyone. So you put your corner against his photo and you decide he's just better with girls than you'll ever be. But were you there for Tyler's whole night? You didn't see him get ignored by 2 other girls before her. You didn't see him standing by the drinks for 20 minutes, working up the nerve to even walk over. You didn't see the 4 other parties this year where he went home alone and felt exactly like you did in your corner. You only saw the one photo he chose to post. That photo is not his life. It's 5 seconds out of his whole week, picked on purpose to look good, then sent out to make sure you saw it. Now think about it with numbers, because numbers make it clear. Say you started lifting 3 months ago. You're benching 135 pounds, and some nights you can barely finish your last set. Then you see a guy at your gym repping 225 like it's nothing. You do the math in your head and it feels harsh. He's almost double you, but he's been lifting for 6 years. That's 72 months of training against your 3. If you spread his strength over that whole time, he was probably weaker than you are right now back at month 3. You're not behind him. You're just early, standing where he once stood, at a point he doesn't even remember because it was so long ago. The same thing works with money. You see a guy your age with a nice car and think he's already got life figured out. You don't see the job he hates, the loan payment due on the 15th, or the 3 years he spent working nights to afford it. You're comparing your empty bank account today to his car tomorrow, and skipping every hard year in between that got him there. So what do you actually do about this? Every time you feel that drop in your stomach looking at someone's life, say this in your head. I'm looking at his highlight, not his whole tape. That one line breaks the trick every time because it puts you back in reality. Next, stop scrolling for 10 minutes when you feel low. That's exactly when your brain is most ready to compare and lose, and nothing good ever comes from feeding it in that state. Then start keeping your own record, on paper or in your phone, plain and simple. One thing each week that's better than last month. More reps at the gym, one more conversation you didn't run from, a text you sent instead of deleting. This gives you a real measuring stick, one built off your own life instead of someone else's cut-up version of theirs. You're not doing this to feel good for a minute. You're doing this so you stop judging your whole life against pictures that were never meant to show you the truth. Living the other way wears a guy down slow, and most guys never notice it happening. He stops posting, stops trying, stops showing up to things where people might see him mid-struggle. He tells himself he'll show up once he's ready. Once he looks more like the highlight reel he keeps comparing himself to. That day never comes, because the highlight reel keeps moving too. He spends years chasing a finish line that was never real, feeling smaller every year instead of stronger. Here's the shift you need to make, and hold on to it. The only fair fight you've got is you against who you were last month. Not you against Tyler, not you against the guy benching 225, not you against anyone whose year 1 you never even saw. You get to see your own year 1, right now, every single day. Isn't that the only fair advantage you actually have? Stop racing people whose starting line you never saw. Race the guy you were 30 days ago. He's the only one you were ever supposed to beat. You were never behind. You were just comparing your worst day to someone else's best photo